Italian Rouge Scream. It's basically a thriller that is about the story of brutal serial killings of several prostitutes in Detroit. It begins with a girl being discovered in a reservoir on the outskirts of the city. The police try and investigate the death, but they have no information or knowledge about her background, so they treat it as just, well, a murder, but not anything more. A few months later, a girl is discovered with similar injuries to the first, which lead the police to believe that the two deaths are linked. As they investigate the deaths further, they realise that the second girl is a local prostitute, which makes them delve further into the background of the first, and they realise that the first girl is a prostitute as well. They look at CCTV footage and notice a man is in the same place as the prostitutes on the night of their death, which is the first prostitute's brother who has special needs, and they think that they gathered sufficient evidence to suggest that it's him. But as he is in custody, another girl has been killed, which leads them to believe that it's someone else. The officer in charge of the investigation is fired, and a new one is made in charge. They question the family of the first prostitute and discover that the man exposed the husband of the first prostitute exposed her hidden life of heroin addiction and prostitution, and that's why her family neglected her, and the brother, who had special needs, couldn't explain his whereabouts in the nights of the murders because he'd actually been seeing her and giving her money for food, etc. The police officer, they notice a taxi driver is spotted at least an hour away, at least a mile away from each prostitute with the same number, half an hour before being murdered. And this leads the investigator to become suspicious, and he goes to his house and without the other police officers knowing, because they think that it's not suspicious, and finds the buckle of a shoe underneath. So they take it in for forensic testing, and they find that it is the fourth prostitute's DNA. So they go to his house and they find, he's not in, but they find several drawers full of newspaper cuttings full of prostitute deaths, and also a map with lines connecting streets at a point where each body was discovered. They find like a red line leading around these buildings, and they decide to follow it to see if they can find him, and they see him at the top of the building with this prostitute, and they basically for like an hour they try and get him to stop, but they end up shooting him down, the final one that he was about to kill safe. Here's their story.
We got our ideas and inspiration for our story from other real life stories that have a lot of press attention, and we focused on Jack the Ripper-like stories of men who go out and murder a number of prostitutes. They normally have men behind them that thrive for press attention. They want fame or to be like the next Jack the Ripper.
For our opening title sequence, we've got many ideas about what we're going to involve. Firstly, we have just filming in taxis, it's quite simple, and perhaps a quick shot of a girl on the floor, close-ups of the man's eyes and face to unnerve the audience, and we had an idea of him having tallies tattooed on his arm for one of everyone that he's killed. We thought we could have say he's driving a taxi and then have a quick shot of his arm or something. A point of view of the windscreen with rain coming down on it in the dark. And Lois is going to say the rest.
We will also have CCTV camera footage where it's black and white and blurry, effects, and crowds in the street at night. It's busy. and loads of different camera shots.
Anyone have any questions? No.
Anyone have any
Put your hands up
questions?
too quickly.
One at a time, guys.
Leah.
It was in Detroit.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the whole tax?
We like the name of it. Michigan, don't know. Get flight.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. It probably can't be in Detroit because you can't dress Brighton to look like Detroit. So you need an American cab and all that kind of thing. So it's a nice idea.
We'll do what we can.
Do what you can. Any other questions? Okay, I've got a couple.